Third Street Parade, and you were focusing on what your instrument was supposed to be doing. What in the world is the trumpet's role in the ensemble? What is the trumpet supposed to be doing, sir? Play the melody. Do you have to play the melody exactly? No, you can fool around with it a little bit, but basically, that's the idea. So let's ask Bob to play all by himself what you do during the ensemble. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, that's enough. You get the point. He is playing the melody. He's not slavishly dedicated to reproducing every exact note of the melody, but he's the lead voice. He's what everybody else is focused on. That's the trumpet's role. Now what's the clarinet doing during all that? He can't play the melody, can he? He's got to play something else. Do you want to speak about what you do?
Yeah. When we play an ensemble, a lot of times bands forget about the word ensemble. An ensemble doesn't mean that all of us horn players are playing individual roles so far apart that we're not together. On an ensemble, we try to blend and each play our own role. My role is to basically play a third above the trumpet. Okay, sometimes we take the fifth. In my case, we take the fifth a lot, but sometimes we play a third above the trumpet, okay, on an ensemble, okay? The rest of the time, when we're soloing or on the out chorus, we get to soar. We can get those notes up there and soar like an eagle right up in the middle of the air somewhere. So I'm going to play the way I would in the ensemble right now with this trumpet player. And then we'll play one more time real quickly. I'll play one more time and I won't play as an ensemble, or I'll play it as a out chorus where I can really wail. Okay, I'm playing some harmony against him, but I'm trying to stay pretty close to where he is because we want to make an ensemble. We want to make some music together as a front line. Okay, now in the out chorus, it's Katie bar the door, okay? Anything goes. So now is a chance for a clarinet player to soar and wail, okay? We like to say wail. Go ahead. Yes. 1, 2. Okay, is that clear? So if you're a clarinet player, you want to be able to determine what's a third above the melody. You want to play something harmonically sound with the trumpet playing the melody. Also, you're pretty much playing at the same time as the trumpet. The trombone, however, is not necessarily doing that. You want to say something, Scott?
First, a little trivia. How many of you trombone players out there know where the term tailgate trombone came from?
Fresno.
A couple of people, yeah.
Fresno.
Close, it involves trucks. At the parade days in New Orleans, the bands would ride on the back of a truck or parade float, and the trombone player would be facing backwards, and the tailgate would be down or open so that there was room for the slide to manipulate, hence the term tailgate trombone. And so now the role, there's many things that we can do in the ensemble. The most basic one in the early days was the tailgate function, where there's a lot of glistening and sliding. There can also be a counterpoint below the melody. There can also be harmony below the melody. So if we could do some of that too. I'll start out by playing, the traditional tailgate style.
1, 2.
basic, but outlining the chords and you know, scalar motion and just, you know, kind of slippery and sliding. Let's do that again, and I'll play some harmony with you guys.
One. That's lovely. Who needs a rhythm section? A point that I like to make is that the trombone, if you notice, is often playing between the phrases. The trumpet and the clarinet are leaving some space. For trumpet players, I think that's a really strong message. Don't fill up all the space. There are other people around who need to do that. The trombone often plays that role, and the trombone is connecting the chords, connecting the phrases, leading to the next chord change. And Scott does that as well as anybody I've ever heard. So thank you for that. All right, so that's what the front line is doing. The clarinet is playing harmony and soaring, and the trombone is outlining the chord a lot, playing in between the phrases, or alternately also playing another harmony part. Now, which harmony part? If the clarinet is on the third, where would the trombone be? Fifth, absolutely. Yes, he's going to hang around five, yes?
Not to step on your territory with the fifth, but okay.
Sometimes we switch those from a voicing standpoint.
You need to develop your ears. If you hear, like I played in a band for many years, I was the trombone player and there was a clarinet player. We became really adept at changing the roles, changing the harmonic places where we were by listening to each other, because we had to do that. I often played jobs with just trumpet and me, so I got used to playing the second part, the third. And we'd show up with the whole band, and there would be confusion, except that the clarinet player was smart enough to know that he would have to adapt to me because I was too stupid to know what to do. So that worked out. So that's what they do. All right, we got the front line nailed together. We know what they're doing. Now we need to look at the rhythm section. I'm going to ask the front line to play, and the banjo will do what it does. You want to explain to them what you're going to be doing?
Why, thank you, Bill.
We're out of time.
Okay. What I do when I'm playing guitar or a banjo, a rhythm instrument like this, an ensemble, is I'm playing 2 and 4, just like a hi-hat on a drum. I'm replicating, I'm copying Ron's hi-hat or the drummer's hi-hat. So it's boom, chick, 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 chick. What key are we at? So I'm doing 2 and 4, and that's basically it. I'm kind of inferring 1 and 3 by instead of making it sound. Make it swing a little bit, make it like an old engine that needs a couple quarts of oil, and loose, and if you know what I mean.
I do, in fact. We'll have a mini ensemble here. We'll have the 3 horns and the banjo. Wonderful. That was fabulous. Yeah. He's doing a couple of different things. He's playing the harmony, he's playing the chords, and he's keeping time. So he's kind of a transitional instrument between the front line and the rhythm section. He has to focus on both ends of what's happening. Would you like to tell them about what the piano is doing?
The role of the piano, we provide harmony, we provide rhythm, That's part of what we do with what's called stride piano. Stride piano, you have a note and a chord, and then you have the fifth and the chord. So if I'm in A flat, which we were in A flat, so I'll play A flat. So that provides rhythm and harmony at the same time. What do you do with the right hand? That's the question that comes up. Is one thing we can do is we can reinforce the harmony, which is a lot of what I do when I play an ensemble. The other part is you can kind of help to lead people into the next, whatever is coming next, whether that's the next chord or the next chorus or different things. You can provide texture there, so I'll demonstrate that as well.
Notice he's not playing the melody.
You can use the harmony, you can use all of these notes to kind of lead people to what's coming next, and that's kind of what we do. So
Let's have the front line with the banjo and the piano. Ready? All right, so you hear what the piano's doing. All right, we've got the trumpet playing the melody, playing the lead. We got the clarinet playing harmony to that. We got the trombone playing in between the phrases, reinforcing the harmony, leading to the next chord tone. We've got the banjo keeping time, playing the right chord changes, emphasizing 2 and 4. We got the piano doing basically the same thing the banjo's doing, only he's using more fingers. So, all right, now we go back to the bass. The lovely Lenny Pollacchi is going to explain to you what the bass is doing during the ensemble.
You're kind of at the piano player's mercy. As to what he's going to do, you have to listen very carefully. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't, but for the most part, our part is to contribute to the rhythmic feel, the drive, and that inspires the front line and the soloists.
And what note choices do you make most often? What notes do you emphasize?
A lot of the time, root and fifth, when you're playing in 2, which when we start out the tune, usually the bass player and the drummer will start out in 2, playing on 1 and 3. And then Eddie and the piano with the right hand plays on 2 and 4. And then when we go into the choruses, the bass player will switch into 4-beat along with the drummer, allowing you more freedom, using passing tones, grace tones, and so forth, to add to the overall texture of the bottom of the band.
Okay, adding to the texture of the bottom, which is a very popular thing to do. Ron Jones is going to explain to you the role of the drums during the ensemble.
Usually when someone calls me, the first thing I do is they say, "Ken, are you available next Saturday?" I say, "Who's playing bass and piano?" And that's what I listen to. I listen to the back line. Now, drummers have different responsibility depending on what kind of band it is. Like if you're playing in a big band and there's lots of quiet and lots of coming up, and you have to do fills like to bring the band in. You like build them up, like you've heard Sinatra, and you hear the band kicking. That usually isn't on the paper. These are things you get in your mind from years of playing. When I was about 16, a guy told me, I was playing in a big band, and he said, "When you're playing drums in the big band, I don't want people watching you. I want them to be watching whoever is playing the solo up front. So play under them, and when it's your turn to shine, then you can turn it up." So the key back here is just play time and keep it steady and stay out of everyone's way. And you have to know a lot of different beats, say, 2-beat, he mentioned the 4-beat, and then you may be playing a bossa nova, a waltz, a tango, a rumba, and you need to know all these beats, the simplest form, because a lot of bands will get off if you get too carried away and too fancy. Thank you.
All right, now, let's have the rhythm section play Bourbon Street Parade. Let's do 8 bars in 2/4, and then do 8 bars in 4/4. So you hear the difference. Okay? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I want the whole band to play in 2/4. Ron Jones will let you know when the band is going into 4. So here we go. Listen when you go to 4. All right, brief recap. Trumpet's playing the lead, playing the melody, clarinet's playing harmony to the trumpet. The trombone is filling the spaces between the phrases, leading from one chord to the next. Banjo players play time, mostly emphasizing 2 and 4, playing the right chord changes. The pianist also keeping time, playing the chord changes, kind of adding in some extra little goodies that nobody else is doing. The bass player outlining the chords in the bass, either in 2/4 or 4/4. And the drummer, number 1, keeping time, playing either in 2 or 4, depending on what the rest of the rhythm section is doing or what the band is sounding like. He's responding to that. He's also moderating the level of intensity and volume so that it matches what's appropriate for the soloist. You don't want to be banging and crashing away during a clarinet solo. Clarinet is well, it depends how you feel about it. Okay? All right. There are also vocalists involved in this kind of music. And so, for the very last time, we're going to do Bourbon Street Parade, and Eddie's going to sing, and let's hear what the ensemble does while he's singing.
First chord? Yeah. Okay, why not? You're singing. What?
Let's fly down or drive down to New Orleans. That city, so pretty, historic scenes. I'll take you, promenade you down to Bourbon Street. We'll hit all them high spots, meet all them big shots down in New Orleans. So we'll do that.
All right, we're providing chordal support for the singer and staying out of his way, playing in between the phrases. We're going to play one more song, and it's going to be your choosing. It doesn't have to be anything in particular, whatever you'd like to do. We just have time for one more. It's called Shine, and they're going to show how they shine, and they're going to demonstrate one more time the roles of their instruments, and you're going to listen and enjoy it. Please be a little analytical while you enjoy, and make sure that they're matching what the expectation was, that they're doing what they said they were doing. We're going to hold them accountable for that.